Yo, I'm here today to show you guys a test that I did to see if analog emulated plugins make a difference. The three plugins I used for this test were the Slate Digital FG-73 right here, the Waves NLS Channel right here, and the Relab Color Drive right here. Um, I have determined, yes, they make a difference. Is it a meaningful difference, and is it a better one? That's something that I'm not going to decide for you. You're going to decide when you hear what they're doing. Um, so for those three plugins are on every single track in my session. I left the master the same for both mixes. This is the one with the analog plugins enabled. This is the one with them all disabled. Um, for the FG-73, this is a preamp modeled plugin. So I put it first in my chain on almost every track. Only track I didn't do it first was this drum loop, and it was just because I thought it sounded better coming after Air Windows tape. And then last in the chain, I did NLS and then Relab. So preamp model, processing, console channel, and saturation. And I don't have the same exact settings for each plugin on every track. I dialed it in. NLS. Most of these, I think I ended up going with mic, but one or two, I think Nevo sounded better. Maybe one was spike. So I didn't just slap settings across. I tried to dial it into taste, but I also tried to be maybe a little bit more heavy-handed than I normally would be, so that we could try to really hear a difference here. So let me play you some music, and you can see what you think. I'm going to flip between um, the two mixes. This one is analog gear, this one is not. And when I say analog gear, I mean plugins. Um, just by looking at the mixes, which is interesting, no analog looks a little bit more squashed, a little bit fatter waveform, and I'm wondering what we're going to hear. If this mix is louder, if it's not. Um, I tried to match gain as good as I could when adding these plugins on. So we'll see. All right, let's take a listen. there you have it. Hopefully you were watching when the solo lights were moving. I hate comparison videos where people talk while they're switching between. Um, my initial reaction is yes, they sound different, um, but only slightly. I would say the mix with analog plugins sounds warmer. The low end um, might be coming through a little bit better. I think it could be maybe a little bit less clear than no analog, and it's definitely a bit darker, but I think I leaned that way when choosing my settings because of the style of track. Um, and that was basically just a decision that I made. And that's, I think, what matters the most um, with this kind of thing. You are constantly making decisions when mixing and producing. And more than the plugins, your decisions matter. Um, so, yeah, that's the test. I don't know if you got anything out of it, but hopefully you did. And all right, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.